Back with first rates right here on ETNOW. Vidicon Industries, oil and gas discovery in Brazil, and the stock has spiked up a good 2.5%. Meantime, the indices still looking weak, 250 points lower for the Sensex in last check, and the Nifty is hovering around the 50-50 mark. The market breadth as well is not showing you any signs of recovery. While there are some individual pockets of strength, it's a good 1,000 plus standing to the declines as of now in trade. But one pocket which has really been flaring up and catching a lot of investor interest has been education. So let's join in a management. ZeeLearn, significant mover in trade yesterday. Sumit Mehta, MD of the company, joins in. Sumit, hi, thanks for taking time out and joining in. Now, analysts clearly on the street are very bullish on the education sector as such, especially the preschool segment. Now, you know, they're pegging addressable preschool market at about $770 million currently, and they say that it could potentially go up to about almost $1 billion by 2015. Would you agree to that?
I agree with a lot of the projections that are happening in the preschool segment. In fact, we believe that education is the next story in India. Indian middle class, and I've been traveling around the country meeting parents. The demand for education and the ability and desire of parents to spend on their children's education, as they see that as the passport for a strong future, is insatiable, and it is a supply-starved market because quality education providers are few and far between still in this country. So there is no reason why school, K-12, and even higher education would not grow strongly in the next 10 years in this country.
But Sumit, it's a fairly unorganized space. Do you expect some sort of consolidation to kick in the next few years or so?
Yeah, I think it is unorganized. In fact, I would say that more than the unorganized aspect, what has been lacking in education is innovation. In our schooling, we've been basically providing the same kind of schooling for the last 50 to 60 years. But now in the 21st century, with the pace of change really changing, I think innovation is the one which is going to be a prime mover of change in this segment. And since the private sector is a prime driver of innovation, I think that's what's going to lead to a change. And what you call consolidation means that there would be players who would come in with scale, and people who can really invest in research, in innovation, would be the ones who will drive the growth of this segment and get success.
But I also understand that ZeeLearn is sitting on a sizable land bank in Mumbai. What is the value of that land bank?
Yeah, just to give you some perspective, Nikhil, the land bank is actually part of our strategy to really open centers of excellence in K-12 and even in animation and media training, because we believe that, if we are able to create models and proof of concept of the innovation that we're talking about, that is going to be a big driver for our franchise system. So as part of that strategy, what we are planning to do is in BKC, we want to set up an educational hub, which is where we are going. And in that regard, we have gotten access to around 400,000 square foot of built-up area with the merger of DVPL into ZeeLearn, which was announced last quarter.
I missed that number. How much did you say is the total land bank you're sitting on in square feet?
It will be around total 400,000 square foot.
And what is the value of that land bank?
Could you say the question again?
What is the value of that land bank?
We got the access to the land bank through the merger. So we basically have swapped shares in a 1:5 ratio with DVPL as part of the merger. So, if you look at putting a value, it would come to around 300 crores.
Sumit, you recently approved raising about $60 million. How do you plan to deploy this sum?
So the thing is, we're basically looking at getting an approval so that when the right opportunity comes up, we are in a position to access that opportunity. There are some plans in place which I'm not in a position to share, but primarily what I have been sharing with analysts and market is that our growth drivers are going to be K-12 schools and school solutions in the near future. So the funding that we are planning to raise will primarily go in these two areas.
Is it for the purpose of your premium preschool chain, which you're planning to call Mount Litera World Preschools?
Yeah, it's Mount Litera World Preschool. Now, the ecosystem we're planning to create, Aisha, is that Mount Litera World Schools are going to be the international level schools, and Mount Litra World Preschool is the preschool part of that school chain. So it's that ecosystem which we are going to build, not necessarily focusing on the preschool or the school. It's going to be both.
All right, Mr. Mehta, appreciate your time and thank you for joining us on ET Now. Now, before we wrap, let's go back to our technical experts. Ashwini, 45 minutes into trade, what's your